Hello everyone, welcome back to another process video and thank you for joining me again today. Today I'm using this sketch by Laura Whitaker, and I have to tell you this was like the third sketch that I picked out because I just wasn't finding any inspiration from the other sketches that I was pulling out. I want to scrapbook these two photos of my daughter, and these are from Christmas. I don't remember if it's 2003 or 2004. It must be 2004 because I see like baby toys in the background, but anyways, that's no big deal. Confession I have to make, my room right now is a complete mess and it's driving me nuts. It's going to be pretty messy for the next few days. I'm going to a scrapbook crop this Saturday, which I believe is the 20th. And until then, I'm just not even going to bother. I've been picking things up here and there. But one of the things, so I've mentioned in the past that the way I used to scrapbook is I would take a kit. I would take all the pictures that I want to go make layouts with that kit. I would take everything and I would work with the entire kit until I was done with it. And I would either get rid of it or cut it up for my daily life album or anything like that, or put it back on the shelf for future use. Well, since I've started my YouTube channel, I can't do it that way anymore. There's just too many different videos. I have the sketch videos. I have my monthly celebrations. I have the YouTube hop with Mercy Tira's 27-day YouTube hop seasonal thing. So there are kits everywhere in my scrap room that are opened and half used, and it's driving me nuts because I don't really want to put them away yet. And so I decided I'm just going to go ahead and do a bunch of layouts, finish up these kits, and so they can at least get put away. So that is what I'm doing here. And I did a layout with this same collection. This is the Doodlebug Milk and Cookies. I can't remember if I did one or two layouts or how many. In the last couple months, they will be on my channel. And so I am going to go ahead and do two more layouts with this collection, and then I will finally be able to put it away. I'm not going to cut this collection up for my daily life album because there's still quite a bit more elements that I can use. There's a lot of the milk and cookies part of it that I can use that I'm actually thinking I might do a layout that's not Christmassy. I haven't really decided. So until I decide, I'm going to just put it back on my shelf. It's actually already back on my shelf because I am done with the layouts. I just have to do the voiceovers for you guys. And it's been really hard to find time to do the voiceovers. So I'm glad I can still get some layouts up. I hope you guys are okay with me kind of being a little bit more random here and there. But with the kids home, it's just a little bit harder to do the voiceovers. So I'm scrapbooking these two photos of my daughter, and she's wearing this really pretty pink, they're pajamas actually, and she wore them all the time, and I just loved them. They're just pretty princess, you know, young, and she just looks so cute in these photos. And there's really no story to these photos. I'm not even going to have a title. It's just her, and they're really cute pictures of her, and she's playing on Christmas morning, and that's why I'm using this Christmas collection. And so I mean, you can tell this collection, you can see the colors there. It's very much a non-traditional colors for this collection, but I absolutely love it. I loved this heart one, and I knew I wanted to use this heart one for this layout because I thought it went really well with the pictures. And you saw a few minutes ago that I am using my gray wool ink by Close to My Heart. They don't offer that color anymore, but I'm sure that there's gray wool, gray colors out just like it out there somewhere. So I'm following the sketch fairly closely. A lot of times when I follow a sketch, it's mostly just the papers, and then my embellishments kind of take a road of their own. But what I'm looking for here is I wanted to use that polka dotted paper, but I wasn't sure if I wanted, this small one that I'm cutting now is from the 6x6 sheet. And so the polka dots are smaller and a little bit more closer together, so they're a little bit more prominent on the page. And I thought, hey, you know, if I can use this 6x6 and make it look like it's spanning the whole page, then, you know, that saves that other paper. I really like this collection. I'm not really sure what I want to scrap with, like I said, with the rest of it, but I definitely will use it. But the colors are just amazing. Although I think I've used up a lot of the like Santa elements or the actual Christmas elements, and like I said, I only have a lot of the milk and cookies parts left. So, and they're not even sugar cookies. That's the thing I think was throwing me off, is they're not sugar cookies, and that's usually what we make at Christmas. But anyways, so I didn't want to mat this layout. I knew I wouldn't have a color that I really wanted to use. And so instead what I do sometimes is I will outline my layout. And if you ever are struggling with a layout and feel like it just needs something, try outlining it. And all I do here is I'm not putting that ruler straight. You can see that each time I moved it a little bit. And so the lines are straight, but you can kind of see that they're kind of wonky. They don't go straight across the page like evenly, if that makes sense. And I just used some, I think I showed you the pen that I used. It was a gray pen, Staedtler pen, I believe. And it's just a light gray, kind of about the same color as that gray wool. And so it's very, very lightly on there. You might be able to see some of it in the still shot photos in the end, but it just kind of gives your layout a little something. So never be afraid to outline something, you know, and even if you're not sure, outline it. Maybe you can even outline it in pencil first to see if you would like it, or you could use like this light gray color that I used. I could have easily used a black or a red, but I just don't have any really good colored pens at the moment. So I think I just need to find some, but I'm the type who's probably more going to go towards the neutral for an outline. That's why I usually just use gray, black, and brown for my outlining. So anyways, I went through the 6x6 pad, and you can see I trimmed down that little Santa card. I think it says 25 on there, which I really wanted, and I liked the fact that it was Santa because she's playing with her gifts from Santa. And so I wasn't sure at this point if I was going to use it because the background behind the Santa is about the same color as that background paper that it's going to sit on there. So I played around with it. I saw this little Merry Christmas quote bubble there, and I thought that would be cute, so I just left it there like I do. Again, nothing's really stuck down when I'm making my, until I know for sure how I want my clusters, which usually doesn't take long. I mean, you can tell that I'm already gluing these clusters down. I usually just lightly set them there, especially if they're stickers. I am going to add a bunch of foam tape to this sticker because it is a sticker. I will add a little bit of foam tape to die cuts. I don't worry about them getting squished down as much, but when it comes to stickers, I do add just a little bit more foam tape. And so I knew I liked that tree. You might have seen me use a punch, and again, I just punched, I believe that was from a 6x6 paper as well. And so I have the Santa there that I cut from the 6x6, and I have that tree, and I'm kind of really enjoying the 6x6 papers lately. The next collection I'm thinking that I like, there's none coming out that I really know about right now other than the Doodlebug ones, but I'm going to try maybe just ordering a couple papers and then maybe the 6x6 pad and see how it works out for me, because I really do enjoy the 6x6s. So I'm adding that tree there that I punched, and I'm adding a couple hearts in each cluster. I'm still looking. You can see I've used up quite a bit of the stickers from this collection. And so you can see all those die cuts there that are the milk and the cookies and the cakes, and those are the ones. I am going to use a couple of those on the next layout, but I'm still just not really sure. Here is another piece of the 6x6. This is on the same sheet that I cut that tree out with the circle. And these are a bunch of little sayings. I like these because I feel like you could use those on cards, and I plan to make cards when I'm done with this. When I'm completely used up as much as I can with this collection until I'm just sick of it and don't want to look at it anymore, then I'll make cards with it and have Christmas cards. And so those little sayings there are perfect for those. But there's also quite a few of them that will work perfect on the layout. And so the one I'm working with here is just a row of hearts, and I cut those out, and it's going to go along the bottom. I wanted a third cluster, but I wanted it to be separate and not anywhere near where the pattern papers are, just to kind of give it a little bit of, I don't know, emphasis or fun to the layout. So this is just an acetate piece heart, however you say that. And I glued it up here in this corner, and I just used some glue dots, and I put the glue dots where I knew it was going to be hidden behind the tree and that little tab. And I wanted to use that because it's a heart and it goes really well. So then I'm working with this cluster down in the bottom, and the reason I haven't glued down that heart strip yet is because I knew I wanted to add a couple more elements, and that gumdrop is one of those elements that I wanted to add, and I wanted those to tuck behind the heart piece, and I knew if I glued down the heart piece that it would be really hard to tuck anything behind it. So again, I'm just putting glue dots to these acetate gumdrop pieces, and now I will glue down the heart piece because it will go on top of those other elements to look like they're peeking out from behind. I'm going to cut down another phrase from this little piece from the 6x6 sheet, and I'm just trimming it down because the words don't go all the way to both edges. And you can see I've added, the reason I added the gumdrops part is just because it kind of goes along with the theme, but also because that one heart in the top left corner is an acetate piece, and both of those gumdrops are. So that kind of brings the whole acetate look to each cluster area. And I added that wreath on the right hand side, and I thought it turned out really cute. I was super happy with how that turned out. So I also have some of these Doodlebug clips, and I'm just going to take one just to kind of use it up. I didn't really have any reason to put it here other than I'm trying to use those up. You can see I've got quite a few to use up. I did, after I was done with both layouts, I did take them apart from this collection so that I would use them with more Doodlebug or any other layouts. And here comes the part where I'm really going to like. So on this sticker sheet, there's a bunch of these like old-fashioned candies, and I have no idea what these are called, but if you remember, they used to make like these hard candies that were kind of different shapes, and I really liked those, but I haven't been able to use them up very well. So I cut the one along the bottom. Since I had already glued that heart strip down, I went ahead and cut that one down. You might have seen a second or two ago. And so it looks like it's tucked behind with all the other stuff. And then I took the other half of that and added it to the right-hand cluster. And I just decided to add some of these in all the clusters, and I really like the way that they look. They kind of look like candies, but at the same time, they kind of almost look like streamers or, you know, party elements or something. So it's just a lot of fun the way that they turned out. I was a little bit unsure with the top left cluster at first, but like I said, I'm super happy with the end result. And now the page is just about finished, and I am just going to go through all of my enamel shapes, or their sprinkles. I think that's shaped sprinkles, I think is what they call them at Doodlebug. And I'm just going to add a few things around. I believe I added a peppermint candy one to each section. You can see up close in the pictures that are coming up. And I just added a couple of these enamel hearts around to each collection. And then the very last thing that I'm going to do, because in the sketch it looks like there's some splatters everywhere, I'm going to add some of these little stars that I have. And I have to be honest, I have no idea where I got them. They very well could be a Queen & Company embellishment. I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to really try to get it to focus. See, they're just little hearts with flat backs. And I'm going to sprinkle those all around. I'm not going to show it in the video because it does take a while to glue them on there. But you can see in the close-up video, there's a couple of them there, and they just really add a finishing touch to the layout, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. You can see a couple of them there. So thanks for watching, and I hope everybody is having a super fun summer, and I will see you guys in the next, at the next video, however you want to say it. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.